You know, I really wanted to ask you about dancehall culture. I mean, you've been a part of the culture for so long, and I find that the culture is very quick to label dancehall artists who become successful as sellouts. And I've always wanted to ask you what you think about that.
Yeah, I feel that people, you know, everybody likes to play scrimmage in the backyard, which is a small ball game. And so we go out there and we test each other's skills, and some people are very dope on that level. But you put them in a big stadium, and they probably won't do that well. Reason being, there's a lot more stamina involved. There's a lot more discipline involved. There's a lot more rules involved. So, you know, I tend to think that the people who do make it out of the smaller pond, they are the real gangsters, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm comfortable in my skin. I know that I played the game here. I did well here. And then I broke international, and I see that there's a lot of people in the world, a lot more people in the world who don't like to see clashing. They want to hear music that that makes them feel good. They want to hear music that they can identify with or be educated from or by. And so, you know, I use the 3 L's. I look, listen, and learn. And I be very humble no matter how big I got. And those things are all hard to do in this career, especially because it goes to your head. You know what I mean? It's hard to not be grounded. It's hard to just think that you are the shit. You're the only thing in the world that matters. You know, there's a lot of artists too. So it's important to remember your humanity and how human we all are. And wow, there it is, my human side. Am I upside down or I'm good?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Did I recently read that you said you're not a fan of clashing?
No, not. I mean, I understand the culture. I also loved it when I was a kid. You know, it was exciting to go to the stage show every year. There was one on Boxing Day called Sting, and everybody, it's the hardcore performance. I've actually been on that show 2 times, but I didn't clash anybody because usually it's one big clash at the end of the night that really gets the people up, and the rest of the performers are just hardcore performances. So I was one of those in the early segment of the night. And you know, I understand the clash culture. It comes from a sound system perspective where there was so much sounds out there in the 60s and 70s, and then they started to, you know, have DJs or like MCs that would go on the mic and toast people and then start battling. And I get it. But, you know, the person asked me the question, what about verses? And I was like, I would rather big up Shaggy's music and post it. And I would rather, you know, celebrate younger artists that are coming up and tell people about them instead of be like, you know, he's coming up, I got to clash him and get rid of him early. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather build champions other than kill champions, which is what Supercat used to say. And he's my mentor in the business. He's my father in the business, you know what I mean? And so I take that mindset. He was involved in one of the biggest clashes. And it hurts that relationship. And one thing I see as being the big ball player, the person who has gone international and everybody calls a sellout, is that when these big music execs look at our music, like they will see a Mavado and a Cartel and they'll go, let me see with Mavado. And they look at the numbers and they're like, it's not enough numbers. It doesn't sell. But that's not true. We're very powerful. It's just that we are divided. We are divided. Half of us say Cartel, half of us say Mavado. And there's some in the middle that like the both of them, like myself. But that makes our numbers scattered. And I started to think, that's like division. And then I started to think, that's like the same thing that happened from hundreds of years ago. People dividing us. And us not being able to tap into our full potential. So with all that being said, I said it. I feel it's like slavery. I feel it's like Django, the movie, where these two guys were fighting, and there's people sitting down watching them smoking and drinking. In concerts, that's what we do. We're smoking, we're drinking, we're having a good time watching these guys battle. And I know battle rap exists also, like, you know, people say, what about 8 Mile with Eminem? And I'm like, yo, even in those battles, they got rules. There's someone moderating. And in Jamaican culture, our thing is very hardcore. It's not just, oh, you know, I got one up on you and I gave you a mama joke. It's like I bust your head open with put your brains on the wall. It's horrible. And especially someone who has grown up to, you know, I grew up in that culture and I liked the excitement of it. But then I've grown up and my own friends have died by gun violence. You know what I mean? I've had to bury them. Because their family couldn't afford to bury them. I had to physically bury my family, like monetarily. Like, and there's many people, I'm not just talking a few. And it started to affect me. And I got a son, a daughter, and I'm trying to teach them the right thing. So every time they do something wrong, I see myself saying, no, you can't do that, bro. This is the reason why. And so coming to music now, it's kind of like, I don't want to see that no more. I don't want to know my friend got 9 shots and was suffering for air on the ground. And I'm going to go to a dance to enjoy myself and hear people talking about blood spilling everywhere. I don't want to hear it no more. You know what I mean? Of course it will exist. Of course clash culture will continue, I'm sure. But a lot of people have come down on me and been upset. Excuse me, but a lot of people have also linked me and be like, yo, that analogy really hit home, bro. That Django thing, like, totally makes sense to me what he said. Because in that scenario, the two people fighting is the two artists clashing on stage. And the guys sitting around with their cognac and they're smoking is us, the crowd, pitting ourselves against each other. And the other day, I posted a video of a artist from the 80s that I rate and I love. And one of my good friends said to me, yeah, but he's bad and so-and-so isn't bad like him. And I said, I didn't mention so-and-so. Why can't we just say that this dude is great? Because next week I'm gonna post so-and-so too, because he's great also. The divide and rule is very real. It's very much here. And it's part of the reason why pop acts is able to take my dancehall music that I was been a part of building and taking to international circles. And they just, it's their music now. You know what I mean? Without them saying, this is my dancehall single. You know, when I do make dancehall music oriented with hip hop or with dance music, you know, because it's popular at the time, I always mention that music because I have a respect for the people, the dance music people, the Tiestos, the people like the long hair dude, what's his name again? Steve Aoki. You know what I mean? I have a very fun love for that culture. Also, I love music. And so, you know, if I was to do a country and Western oriented single or just a full country and Western song, I don't think me putting it out with my name, Sean Paul, synonymous with dancehall, and just doing a country and Western single, that Willie Nelson would look at me and be like, well, why what, you saying that's your music? You should at least big me up and say, this is my country, and this is a country and Western single I'm trying. When these pop acts do it, or when other genres that develop like reggaeton just do the music that we've been doing, or the style that we've been doing, and not say, I mean, every reggaeton cat I meet, they pay homage. They're like, yo, bro, what you do and what everyone does in that genre has been our guiding light, you know what I mean? And I respect that. Afrobeat has been influenced by us in the last 10 years. There's no question about it. There's an artist called Stoneboy. He's straight DJing, just like a dancehall artist. And many over there too. Shatta Wale, which by the way, they just clashed a couple weeks ago. And I had to call Stoneboy and like be like, yo, bro, no matter what happens on that stage tomorrow, remember that dude is your brother. And he was like, wow. No one said that to me. And I was like, yeah, because I gotta say that. Right now, I'm an elder in the music, and this music has done so much culturally all over the world, where there's so much different music that has sprung up from it, and pop acts, and even grime music. The way they speak sometimes has a lot to do with patois.